Yogesh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Prativesh.
yeah. So I think Ganesh already told you our requirements. So myself, Pradeep Kumar, I heads the SecOps division in Texala. And two more guys are joining. One is Sebin, he is the service delivery manager, and another is Faisal, he is the security lead for the networking. Okay,
Okay.
so we in the earlier days we deployed we have like Citrix ADC or some other on-premises servers, WAFs and all. Our team deployed. Okay. But when coming to the Cloudflare, so we have not that much expertise. Mainly, we have some basic onboarding DNS, onboarding domains, DNS, those things and all we done. Plus, additionally, maybe some geolocation policies. The basic one we done, including the
Mm.
DDoS one. But our main requirement is, see, we need some guidance or training, how in the real scenario, the deployment, how exactly happening, and fine tunings of the policies, all those we need. It is not like normal training and all. So the real scenario, how the deployment goes, for example, onboarding multiple domains, the routings, or maybe the
Mhm.
whatever the other components of the Cloudflare, right? All those things we are just exploring actually. So, but we need some training from the experts like you. Okay, that is the
Yeah, yeah.
one we are looking actually.
But I'll
Yeah.
just keep my introduction. Okay, I'll give it later. Okay,
Yeah.
I need to know. So right now, are you using any kind of the WAF solution on the cloud?
No, cloud, see, we have some customers who are, we sold the Cloudflare WAF, but the deployment, everything is done from the Cloudflare side or vendor side.
Okay, okay, vendor side. Okay,
Vendor side.
so
So, but
professional services you bought
yes,
it.
exactly. And that we directly bought from the vendor or maybe the
Okay.
distributor side. But in the future, we want to give that professional services to the end customer, because the challenge were, no. So, for example, we sold them PS from the Cloudflare side. Tomorrow, if some issues come, some fine tuning
Correct,
is
correct, correct.
required, they will come to us as a
Hmm.
partner.
Hmm.
But if we go to the Cloudflare, the support is very bad. Support is very bad from their side. We had experience multiple. Not only this one, we have network team. They deployed the TNAs and SASs and all. We have very bad experience from the support side when
What is
considering support.
It is very
Okay.
bad actually, correct. I mean, compared to Silverland, so we had actually Silverland. Okay, I'll tell
Ah.
you how I actually came across in the,
Mm,
how I started my working,
mm,
in the Cloudflare. So we had actually
mm.
web solution that was Silverline, again, so from F5, correct?
Yeah, fine. Okay.
We had that cloud-based solution.
Mm,
So a long time, I mean, a few years back, we had actually migrated this one onto the Cloudflare. So
mm.
there we had around 3000 plus URLs. Okay. And
Okay.
we had the different types of the applications. There was typically on the transport management system, okay, which they use as a kind of API or maybe
Mm,
a kind of the as a website. Okay.
mm,
So these URLs, it was not just a typical standard deployment because these applications were not actually designed on one particular platform. So when I say on one particular platform, it means the web tier architecture what we had. So maybe typically, let's say we have the Apache, and then we have maybe Tomcat backend, we have the database in the for session handling, but we there were varieties of applications. Okay, so few were actually onto the Apache, the few were actually onto the Azure Kubernetes directly. Okay,
mm,
few
mm,
were some other technologies, some, so wherein we had some, the traffic was actually uh, varied traffic, like we had the SOAP level, we had the JWT token. So this kind of traffic also we used to get. And
mm,
so, and that is the reason
mm,
this was a bit complex. Okay, and
mm,
why? Because when we are onboarding only one particular application, it's good, we know
mm,
the infrastructure wise, the application wise, we know. But then when you have the different varieties of application, then you find it difficulty to onboard it, because that again
Correct.
has to go on to the POCs, put into the staging mode, and then back, put it into the production. And that
Correct.
again, production also, after we onboarded the URLs, we didn't put any kind of the WAF policy. Okay. And that was the default cloud set. We have the rule set, right? For Cloudflare, those were
Mm.
there. That
Correct.
again, they were on into the transparent mode. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But tuning was actually done, and those were actually collaborative efforts, between application, between the automation, between the network, between the information security, because the ultimate goal was to, we wanted to block the actually threat, and we want also to avoid the false positives. Okay. So
Mm.
that is the reason which we were having the calls with the respective teams, understanding the traffic and how we can reduce and how to put into the blocking mode, and then do it into the non-prod, and then move it further into the prod. Okay.
Mm.
Now I was actually going to the contents, okay, what Ganesh
Mm.
actually shared.
Yeah, correct.
See, those contents, I'm sure you might have got it from some website, right? So
Correct, correct. We just
those,
because see, we are also
yeah,
not sure which modules and all
correct.
really required in the
Correct.
production environment and all. So
And
which is the
yes,
mainly useful one. And for example, even if customer asks what and all, while maybe the while we are discussing with the different module with the customer, so they will ask, right, what and all required for to
correct,
secure their
correct.
websites.
Mhm.
So that also we need some high level input on that one, which is
Correct,
really needed, which is maybe good to have, and which is really not required. That type of discussions or maybe the informations also we
correct.
need. Okay.
That is the reason I was a bit, I mean, I was surprised actually whether
Mm.
I mean, you guys are actually using all these modules. I was not sure, because see, there are some modules like, there are some services like, Agro Smart Routing, or you see
Correct.
Cloudflare Workers. Okay.
Mm.
This we have not started. I mean, we have not, what it is not required for us. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Got it.
which doesn't mean that we
Mm.
cannot learn it, but
Mm.
I just want to, because I just want to be honest, whatever the modules that I worked on, and I can cover for you guys. Okay.
Okay.
So I have not, it didn't actually come as a requirement, and as per, it actually all went fine. Okay. As far as
Mm.
the application onboarding, the slowness, the response. See, I'll take you one by one. Okay.
Mm.
Now, Cloudflare, what we will use as a, now it's a WAF, right? The
Correct.
primary
The
objective, we just want to protect the web traffic.
correct.
Correct.
Mm.
That is the primary object, because, and now as far as we understand the data going back and forth in the internet. Okay.
Mm.
So companies, they are actually now seeing the importance. Yeah, it was there before also, but now it is much, because due to AI, due to the API calls, dynamic API calls happening over the internet, and that is the reason why we need the web solutions. Okay. So
Correct.
that is a requirement. Second thing, now if you look at the Cloudflare, now typically the legacy wise, how it used to happen, we used to have our forward lookable zone, right, in
Mm.
our in-house. So let's say we have the company, we will have the DNS DNS configured in our company, in our data center. Okay. Where we actually say, okay, abc.com should go to this public IP. Correct.
Mm.
And that would
Correct.
be routed. But here Cloudflare is also giving a DNS solution.
DNS solution.
Now,
Yeah.
that the best part of the Cloudflare, I'm definitely, you must be aware that the proxy architecture. When you have
Correct.
the full DNS architecture, there is no way that someone can actually go bypass the Cloudflare.
Mm.
Okay, definitely you must be aware. So
Correct.
that is the pattern. That is up to you. What all methods you, I mean, how you want to actually have. You can also skip the DNS. Okay, you can
Mm.
just put the half proxy. You can have just protection only. Okay, so that is the DNS service. You have the WAF. Okay, WAF solution. The third is also CDN. Okay, that is also we are right now not using, because we are actually avoiding the dynamic caching, because we actually came into the some issue. But then
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean, I mean, for me, while I was working for the Akamai, okay, Akamai
Okay.
was also web solution, but
Mm-hmm.
we leveraged the CDN part of it, and yeah, it was faster for the for that application. But due to
Okay.
some issue, maybe because caching happens, right? And a lot of due to caching, it can happen. Then we need the for example, maybe the web traffic may want to cache something,
Mm. Mm.
um, to be come from the server itself, right? Or maybe the browser caching is happening, but it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
require the Cloudflare to actually to pick up the data and send it on behalf of the server, or maybe on the behalf of the client, vice versa. So
Okay.
these were some issues, and that is the reason why we actually stopped it. But so we put it without caching. It's a dynamic only. Okay,
Mm. But for
but
the
then
all the applications, there is no catching, you mean?
yeah, correct. No, no, no caching.
Oh, okay.
But then, yeah, definitely, that is not the difficult part. We can use it.
Mm.
We can cover that is okay. The CDN part, okay, WAF part, okay, the DNS part, okay. Now, if you, I'm just going your
Yeah, load balancing ability.
yeah, load balancer again. See, they have their own what do you say, the geo base. Okay, so let's say. See, actually, the best part of a Cloudflare, while we were actually working on the silver line, they had very limited pops, okay, the region
Mm.
wise.
Mm.
But this Cloudflare is actually has come up with this many pops, I mean, geolocation wise, okay.
Yeah, they're the number
Yeah,
one, right?
correct, their number. So that is the reason we actually opted for the Cloudflare, because we were seeing a lot of issues while we were using the silver line. Okay,
Mhm.
so so global load balancing, yes, you can use it. Yeah, region wise, that also we can take care.
But
DDoS,
this load balancing, what we mentioned, it is the source load balancing or the Cloudflare load balancing? Cloudflare load balancing, anyway, it will be there, right?
yeah, that you configure. This GeoBase I said, right? That will
Mm.
be definitely there. There, it's an internal one.
Mm. Yeah, enter. So this load balancing means it is the source. So for example, we published a website in multiple locations.
Correct.
So that load balancing, it will cover, right? How to load balance
Correct,
the
correct.
server.
It is by default only. Okay,
Mm.
that is by default only. See, now as I told, right, they have the region specific. Right?
Mm.
Maybe let's consider that you have the Europe also.
Mm.
Now I think in this Cloudflare also we have the feature where you can also, I don't know, I had read somewhere that you can actually do kind of the active, okay, where you have the multiple data centers. Okay,
Mm.
normally, for example, you have you have something, if you want to do the for DR perspective, I'm talking, sorry.
Mm.
So let's say you have the primary data center, you have the DR, okay, region.
Mm.
So you can configure either at the your Cloudflare side using the backend also, or you have the backend where you can actually put, for example, any if you can, you have the Azure traffic, okay, Azure
Mm.
traffic manager, so you can put the Azure traffic manager, any CNAME, where actually CNAME takes the two destination IPs, the backend firewall IPs, and
Mm.
that way also you can actually put as a primary as an active, and DR as a
Mm.
secondary one. So okay, so that is the load balancing. The other one I was just going through. Hmm,
DDoS protection.
correct. DDoS, they have their own also, and you can also customize our
Yeah.
own. They have their own, because definitely they also they have to protect their data, right? So
Mm.
they have their own data center. They have their own feature where they definitely DDoS it, because my experience, definitely we had actually running, the I think using the JMeter, we were actually doing the stress testing for the applications. Okay,
Mm.
for one of the use cases where actually we encountered, the traffic, the number of requests per second actually it increased huge. Okay, wherein we actually then we understood that it was actually not bypassing it, and then we got to know that is a Cloudflare itself, they also have their own mechanism. Okay,
Mhm.
but then they they are saying that these things you can actually do if you want to protect, okay, from DDoS. You can use the rate limiting feature. You must be aware of that, right?
Correct.
So you can use that, okay. And anyways, they have their own bot management, which is very good. I personally tested, bot management, and it's actually really covers a lot. It protects a lot. I was actually running some script with without a user agent header,
Mm,
and it was able to capture it, okay, and it was able to see that this is a bot actually, and it blocked it. I'm just giving a example, okay.
mm,
So from the bot management, protection, it is very good. API security again. See, API, we had put API, even though those were the API calls, but we used for this API security, as I said, a rate limit. Okay, we have the many customers who ask for, because the API is very much important, as it actually carries a confidential data. Okay, back and forth. Okay, so therein where actually we rate limited. We did the all other over all the top overscript and cross-site scripting, the SQL injection, this kind of the default rule set we enabled and put it in the blocking mode.
mm.
SSL DLS best practices. I mean, yeah, you have their the feature where you configure the our certificate, right?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, that is the best practice. And you have the control over uh, how you can control the ciphers. Okay,
Mm.
so if you want to block TLS1, you have the control over that.
Yeah, no,
But
that is the one actually. See,
uh,
whatever we mentioned, most of the things. So we are expecting some training means I told right. So the real production or the project, how we are deploying, how we
so
are fine tuning,
correct,
that
correct,
type of training we are looking for actually.
correct.
It is not
See,
like normal classroom training, get a certificate and go. We are not looking
no,
that
I
type
am
of.
not. See, I am actually, trust me, I am not here into help you to get secure your certification. In fact, I am
Yeah.
also not Cloudflare certified. But
Okay.
I will actually definitely help you with the real-time scenarios, which actually I also faced it. Okay,
Mm.
and that I can share it with you guys. Okay,
Okay.
and we and yes, Cloudflare, seeking the Cloudflare support is very much difficult, but somewhere we do manage to get it through our account manager. But
Mm.
yeah, you here in Cloudflare, what I experience is you have to learn a lot yourself. You
Mm.
cannot rely on them. Okay. So have you do you guys actually analyze the reports, any report in the Cloudflare?
No, actually, no, not.
Okay, do you guys do any kind of real-time troubleshooting through Cloudflare? So any URL you have the behind Cloudflare, do you know how
Um,
do we do troubleshoot live?
some we have actually some with the basic licenses we have published some websites and all. That is our own, not the customer one. So that the basic idea some we have, but not in depth actually. See, that is the reason. See, when we are going for a project, it should be a perfect configuration, right? So that's
Mm,
what we are looking for. So we don't want to miss any policies or any best practices settings and all.
mm.
That I want to know from the expertise like you. So I
Got
think
it.
you're managing one customer, huh? You're
No, no, no,
managing.
no. Actually, I'll tell you what. So
Uh,
we are actually there are many customers. Okay, for
mm,
us, so we put them onto the cloud. For one is the major one, which we have 3,000 URLs.
okay,
That is a major account actually.
okay.
And people actually, customers are now actually demanding for the Cloudflare. What
Mm,
I observed recently.
mm.
Uh,
Hey, Yogesh, I think we have Sabin and Faisal also. Faisal is
Hi,
some
Sebin. Hi.
network
Okay, okay,
security manager and Sabin is the service delivery manager.
okay, okay.
So yeah, Sabin by Faisal by from your side,
Yeah,
any
I was listening only, Yogesh. Pradeep ji, we set our right expectations, right? See, Yogesh,
Mm,
we been into this industry for quite some time, and
mm,
we exposed to other web solutions, being Netscaler, being Atrada, and the team is well versed into that. But
mm.
Cloudflare part, yeah, even SASE, we have done it, but on a web side, we are not that much. We haven't got hands-on. So mostly engineers who want to be trained is minimum 5 to 8 years experience. They can learn quickly, but they don't have much hands-on on
Okay.
Cloudflare. So what we are expecting a pure hands-on kind of things, so that they can execute upcoming projects. We have projects in pipeline now. Now we are not in a position to take those projects because we don't have right expertise to execute. So we are somehow managing with a third party and all that is not going forward.
Hmm.
Uh, it will not work out. So that
Correct.
is the reason, yeah, we thought of having this session with the
Got it.
right
Got it.
people.
Hmm.
So expectation is hands-on purely. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's because even I, as I said, I am not a Cloudflare certified, or also
No,
I,
that is okay. That is
yeah.
certificate is an S level. That is fine. Uh, till
Yeah,
till you have that hands-on and you can guide and train people, we are okay with that.
yeah,
So that is
yeah,
fine.
that definitely. But then if within, because I see I got the I can say the JD or the highlights. I mean Ganesh what he shared. So those
Yeah,
modules, there are many modules like for I have also not worked. I mean it never required. So that's what
yeah,
I was
correct.
explaining to Pradeep why we require, why for
Yeah,
Cloudflare Basics what we require actually, and that we can cover. See other
yeah, yeah.
things
That's
like
fine.
co-workers,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's
Yeah.
okay. Then people can
Yogesh,
explore it.
Yeah.
what is that you think is required from that modules in a high level?
No, no, no. You require. We can see. I am not saying we can go
No,
through.
no, no. I'm. It is otherwise. In from that list of modules, what are the things what that you think that should be sufficient?
Yeah, that's what. That only Faisal bhai, I also told
Yeah.
Yogesh. So what we can recommend? If see customer is coming with, I need to protect my WAF. So what and all modules you want to include, right? So we should be able to. We should have enough knowledge to tell the customer that you go with this module. This is enough for your application to protect. Okay, these modules. So that knowledge also we need, Yogesh. That's what
Correct,
Faisal
correct.
also asking.
Yeah, yeah. So see, I'll tell you what, Faiz. See, we just need, we need to protect the web traffic first, okay? And that is the main primary objective of the Cloudflare, okay? And that requires two things. First, DNS, okay? And second thing is to WAF protection. These two things is must. Okay, the two things, without two things is that we cannot say that we are using the or leveraging the Cloudflare features. Okay, now CDN is part again, CDN is completely different, which says that when if you want to do kind of um improvise your data traffic, going back and forth, or maybe for example you want to optimize the data. We don't want to come the load onto the server. We just want to take cache it onto the Cloudflare only, and the data to be picked up from the Cloudflare, which means we are optimizing the resources on the. So this is again different topic. See, CDN is again different. Okay, so let's not go to. I think you should look for the DNS and the WAF product, and that two things are also actually huge. Actually, that will also take time to cover up.
Mm-hmm. But Yogesh,
Uh,
but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Faisal can come in. Yeah,
Yogesh,
CDN, most of, yeah.
sorry, Sabin, you continue.
No, no, one point from our experience, we can see that we are in UAE, right, Yogesh? So CDN, these all are most of global customers. So we have seen that these people are including CDN. Just my sharing my
No, no, no,
experience.
no. Correct.
Uh,
See, CDN. See. I'll tell you what. CDN is also different. It's a part of the Cloudflare only feature. Now
okay.
they have the region specific, okay, data
Yes.
centers. Okay.
Mm,
Now
mm.
let's say you have the Europe, you have the US. Okay.
Hmm.
Now
Hmm.
you already have, I mean, for example, you ask them, we don't want the route that we don't want to route the traffic from the US. Okay.
Hmm.
We want
Hmm.
the traffic because we have the many customers, residing in Europe itself, wherein they have their mechanism, so they can actually disable for you in the backend. Okay. In the backend, they will disable for you the US data centers. Okay. In the backend, what they do. So in that way, what is happening? You are actually pulling the data. Okay, someone user who is sitting in the Europe, it will pull it whenever he or she access the URL. The data will be pulled from the Europe region, not from the US. Okay, see, this mechanism is already there within the Cloudflare. What I was talking about CDN, it's something which we can also do in a very depth level as per our requirement. I
Hmm.
was talking about that thing.
Okay, maybe Faisal can comment on Faisal.
Yeah, see, what you told is absolutely correct with respect to the website protections. But
Correct.
here, there are certain projects which
Mm-hmm.
come explicitly for certain use cases. This is what our that whatever we have prepared,
Mm-hmm.
we have aligned with those projects which are coming. Like example, there are certain ZTNA projects which
Okay.
our team is well versed and they are taking care of it. And there is something called application security projects,
Okay.
and there is something called content caching.
Network.
The
Yeah.
customer requirement is purely that. Maybe
Yeah.
for WAF they have something else. So
Okay.
they need the content
Okay. CDN. No
CDN to be
worries. No worries.
implemented.
Okay. 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 Yeah, we can cover.
So this
That's
is,
okay. Yes. Yes.
and
Got it.
and
Mm.
the other modules also, these are the packages what Cloudflare generally offers. Because here, how the system works is generally the vendor directly approaches the customer and then they sell a set of package. Now, this package is what the partners like us are supposed to implement or configure. So this includes all these packages like be it API or CDN or WAF and including ZTNA. Even today, we had a meeting where the
Mm.
customer has purchased the whole bundle, and that includes email security also. So
Okay.
this is how the project structure works here. So that is why now we are part of the projects we are implementing and rest we are giving outsourcing. So
Okay.
if we have the expertise, we can do it ourselves.
Correct. 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 So I think what I understand, you have many, I think, WAF related projects in pipeline, right?
Pradeep in our JD, we have given email security also.
No, I don't see email security actually.
Email security is not there.
No, Faisal, it was not there.
It is.
Okay, so on a high level, you are in front of the document, Noji.
Yes, yes.
Just
I will share. I will
can
share.
we?
Yeah, yeah, I will share. I
Yeah.
will share.
So, you have the any website? I mean, I understand not for the not of the client, but you guys also have the any applications hosted in the Cloudflare.
You mean for the testing purpose?
Uh-huh.
Testing purpose, we can route. We can have a test URL, no, Pradeep ji?
Yeah, yeah, we can that we can know. We have some ERPs and all. That is again the customer ERPs only, but with that basic plan is there, right, Yogesh?
Mm-hmm.
Using that
Correct, correct,
we are
understood.
managing mainly with that limited set of policies. Yeah, Faisal bhai, you can
But
able to see, right?
maybe we can publish a test URL, and that test URL we can route it through a demo Cloudflare, right?
Yes, 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 we can do.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a DNS introduction to Cloudflare Edge CDN.
Yeah, first is the DNS. It comes anyway. DNS management, right? Domain one. Then it comes CDN. Then we
Yeah.
have here a DDoS protection. Then we have WAF. Then we have bot management, rate limiting. Then API shield, mainly the API related securities, SSL, TLS. That okay. Then DLP. Then this is again the monitoring analytics and monitoring one, and Cloudflare workers file by.
Flare workers, what is it?
No, it is there. It's a
Yeah.
Cloudflare actually feature. Okay, if you have kind of any no kind of the code direct like code into the cloud, if you have something like serverless, like Lambda kind of thing you have, they have the mechanism with they can protect.
So in this email is not added actually.
Okay, so maybe anything further we have discussed regarding the commercials and all?
No. That
Yeah, so that maybe you can come back with the proposal with the email also included, with and without email, and let's see.
Sure, I can.
Yeah. If you have any technical question, yeah, you can check with Yogesh. About other things, I'll talk to Pradeep.
Yeah, sure. Has there been anything to ask Yogesh technically?
With respect to other things, it is fine. See, more or less what we are trying to understand here is, one is with respect to the concept. We need to thoroughly know what are the, and we are not expecting, as I told you, we are not expecting any theory level, but on the practical level, because
Right.
anyway they have worked on other solutions. So theory part they already are aware, but we can just brush it up and then start with the actual hands-on with our test environment or something like that, and then some things which we have designed, or this JD is more into, as I told you, it's with respect to the Cloudflare package. So maybe we also know when we look from a general perspective for WAF, then the other modules which are mentioned here may not be relating, but at the same time, this is coming as part of the Cloudflare one bundle. So that is how these modules are also defined here.
Correct.
Okay, right. Okay, Sabin bhai, anything from your side,
Yeah,
or can we conclude here?
Pradeep. Yeah, it's
Okay.
clear. Ramesh.
Okay, fine.
Okay, ji. Okay,
Yeah, okay then, Ganesh and Yogesh, thanks for your time. And Ganesh, just to check, and then we'll connect tomorrow.
Okay, sure, Pradeep.
Okay.
Yes,
Thanks,
miss.
Yogesh.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining.